Let's go into one of my worst hires ever that cost me a ton in legal fees and wasted time. As my business grew, I needed help to handle the influx of clients that were coming in. And one of the easiest places to look is at your star students. And one of those star students approached me to come on and be a fulfillment coach, and I accepted. At first, everything was fine, but then he started asking for raises every 30 days. Plus, in addition to that, he wanted me to give him residuals for anything he created for my courses or my programs. That was not only against his contract, but it didn't make any sense because he was already on payroll, and that's when I started to get pretty upset. As an FYI, as a business owner, any employee or contractor who makes PDFs, materials, anything of that nature is legally yours, and so you never want to play that game. After a few months of back and forth of this, I finally cut him, and then he immediately went out and started creating and competing with a very similar offer. And at this time, I was very naive and inexperienced with how court proceedings work. So I sued him based on our non-compete, and I'll be honest with you guys, I was 100% out for blood. But when you're inexperienced and you've never been through court proceedings before, it's a little easy to get carried away by your emotions. Long story short, without making another 30-minute video, when all the dust settled, I was out another $100,000 from the legal proceedings. And what made it even worse is that the initial judgment from the judge got overruled after a preliminary hearing, which my lawyers at least said they'd never seen happen. And so what that taught me about court was that you can go in with the best contracts, with the best lawyers, but sometimes if the judge feels that what the contract deems is too severe or too harsh of a penalty, it will not be upheld. And so to give you another quick example, let's say that you had in an agreement that you could own one of your competitor's daughters, for example, and they would legally be yours. If that went to court, the judge would rule that it's too harsh and they didn't know what they were doing, and they would basically make the agreement invalid. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about court proceedings, and hopefully I can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, is that the judges are going to do what they think is fair. So it doesn't matter what your agreement says. If they feel it is too harsh or too severe, you might as well just crumple it up and throw it in your toilet, because that's how much it's actually worth. And to make matters worse, all this ended up just being a massive distraction because this guy was never gonna compete with me at the same level or have any impact on my business and how effective it was. And instead of focusing on more money, I was focused on court proceedings and paying a bunch of lawyer fees. Ultimately, this is where most leaders are made. You face new fears and then you grow through each and every challenge. When the stakes get higher and your team faces major setbacks, it's your leadership that either holds them together or breaks them apart. The craziest part about all this, and this is a true story, is I was operating my entire business from Google Docs, PDFs, emails, and random links everywhere. I barely had any metrics or KPIs, and I needed a ton of operational help, but I found it in the most unlikely of places.